So Raid's 2-year celebration basically started with a screwed up arena, then we had a harder Doom Tower, and now we have a new type of fusion, which is mixing the old and the new, so fragments and classic. And now we have our first ever champion chase tournament with the fragments at 2,500 points. But hey, it gets even better. They also added a new type of champion training event with the fragments, with the last ones at 12,000 points. Guys, is it time to quit the fusion or try harder? So in today's video, we are obviously going to talk about all this. I really want to help you guys determine if you should quit the fusion and just maybe go for one of the epics instead, right? Because it is considerably harder now, and I think they've proven their point, what this is now going to be. It is not going to be easy fusions anymore. You are going to have to really go all in and do absolutely everything. Before we get to that, let me take 2 seconds here to talk about Game On. I have my daily recap, which is about a minute long on Game On. You guys are more than welcome to go check that out if you just want the shortened version of somewhat of today's video. Also, we will be streaming tonight on Twitch, 7:30 Eastern Time, gem giveaway and viewer summons. We already have a couple lined up. If you want, let me open your shards so we can have some fun or cry at the champions you're not going to get to complete this champion chase tournament. Make sure you join in for the fun. So let's first start with a quick recap of yesterday. We only had a classic arena takedown, which I almost completed same day, so 408 milestone points instead of 455. I am in gold 4. I get wins pretty much across the board, so I get that for you guys. This will be a little bit harder. It's not a bad thing to spend a couple of gems here on refreshes, right? On not refreshes, but extra tokens. You can definitely do that. Also, I will point out that the rewards from the clan versus clan, now that the button is gone, actually did go to your inbox. I get 6 days out of this, but the rewards that I grabbed on the prior day have 5 days on it, so you can technically get a little bit longer out of your saved up resources if you do not grab them. One more thing to point out, last night I took all the rest of my energy from like daily playtime rewards or whatever, and I let it sit there. So I got 404 energy coming from last night. I wasted overnight regeneration, which is about worth 150 energy. So I'm trading 250 extra energy saved up for today's champion training event. I do have an extra 1,000 from the content creator perks. So yes, this will help me, but overall that was yesterday. Now let's go check out the plan, which has the updated values for the champion training event. All right, so last milestone, 12,750 points. That will up the amount of energy you need to complete this. I'll get back to that in a second. And also confirming the last milestone for the champion chase tournament. In fact, probably also confirming that the summon rush will be 3,000 milestone points to get the last Mordecai or probably Skimfos fragments. All right, so you at this point you really need to look at this and determine if you think you have the saved up resources for it, or else this is not worth it for you. But here's what I've also done. I've reduced the amount of ancient shards needed for the champion chase event. Why? Because what I've decided to do is to estimate based on the odds of you getting epics. So technically, and let's make this at 15% just to round up the numbers, if I open 40 ancient shards, I should be getting about 6 epics, and that will translate to roughly enough points with also the fusion of Yoshi, which I say down here because I have the saved up Yoshi, which is right there, right, for me to get to my 2,500 points. I think I'm a little bit short with those numbers, but then I can do mystery shards, which is not a bad thing because I need some food for the champion training event. Okay, so I am saying 40 to 60. For some of you guys, it might be more, it might be all the way up to 80. But technically, I generated enough ancient shards since the last time I used them to still complete this as free to play. All right, I went in for like a quest for Countess Licks about a month ago, and then I determined that I generate roughly, I think it's, I'm right on the dot, yeah, about 80 in 4 weeks, so 20 ancient shards a week. And I'm saying I'm going to need, because I saved the prior fusion and whatnot, only about 40 for this champion chase tournament. Then there's obviously the summon rush, but that is where I'm going to do sacred shards and maybe some void shards. That leads back to, do I generate enough from the clan boss, which I do still believe it is possible for an end game free-to-play player. Then there's the question of energy. We're going to need more. If this is now, let's say, roughly 10,000 energy to complete the champion training event, technically it is more than the free-to-play energy we generate within the 2 weeks, right? You guys remember I showed this chart right here. I said you roughly get about 15,000 energy on a 2-week period of free-to-play energy. But now with this adjusted value, I'm saying you're going to need about 21,000 total energy. So where do you get the extra 6,000 energy, right? Technically, you can also get that if you keep hoarding like I'm doing. I basically have about 2,000 energy saved up in here right now, all right? So 200, 300, 450, 550, 650, and about 10 brews. That's what, 1,300. So yeah, about 2,000 energy sitting right in there. I actually have 1,400 that I'm sitting on right now, so I do have a little bit of an advantage, sorry. But then there is your gems. Guys, you generate enough free-to-play gems to cover the remaining portion of the energy. I also showed this chart before I started adding it to the online spreadsheet. This is basically a breakdown of your free monthly gems. Obviously, it's very different from one player to the next, but just looking at your quests, the gold 4 arena chest, again, you guys might not be in there. One activity chest, maybe one has a couple gems from the clan activity a week, right? I'm saying you can get almost 1,300 gems on a monthly basis just from this alone. If you're like me and you're now able to do 2 key or 2 ultra nightmare chests every day, 2 nightmare and 2 brutal, you're getting about 600 gems just from the clan boss on a monthly basis. What about if you're doing normal Doom Tower, hard Doom Tower, daily login? That's another 1,000. You're maybe completing a few milestones of some events and tournaments of the in-between fusion events and tournaments. You know what I mean? Sort of like, you know, the ones that we kind of just work on, but we don't usually push to complete this. There's a couple more gems in there. So at the bottom here, what I'm saying is that depending on your play style, whether you're still just on brutal and you're free to play, maybe you're on brutal and you're pay to play or low spender, whatever, all the way up to ultra nightmare, pay to play, you're trying to complete absolutely everything, you can get a whopping amount of gems on a monthly basis. All right, so let's assume worst case scenario, you only got 1,000 gems on a monthly basis because you're starting out. Guys, that's all energy. It is all right to spend 1,000 gems to get this legendary champion. Okay, so again, but you need to determine at this point if it's better for you to quit the fusion and only go for one of the epics. But here's a couple of ideas for you guys to possibly generate more champion chase tournament points without having to use more shards, which some of these you've heard many times before, but I feel I should still point them out just in case. Hoarding extra fusions to only use them during champion chase tournaments is a way to go. Grabbing your Arbiter or your Lydia or your Vizix during a champion chase tournaments will give you more points. It literally counts like pulling a legendary. You can also fuse, let's say, a Relic Keeper for 250 points or a Broadma for 350 points. This one is a little bit harder. You do need to get all of these champions. I just can't seem to get any more Bloodhorns, so for myself, I can't even do a Broadma. If you're really desperate, you can go and, assuming you have a couple of these guys, you can also start farming Executioners, maybe start farming some Templars, and maybe start farming some sorceresses. So you could work on the champion training event while leveling up food. In one of the chapters that might also give you some of the rare champions, you need to, let's say, complete an extra fusion. Maybe this is all the extra you need, one more fusion of Relic Keeper, and that might give you the 2,500 milestone points, and it keeps you in the game, right? I know this is very basic, but it is certainly something you can do. Heck, you can even go start in the marketplace here and start buying the commons and uncommons. This is a point each, but if you're loaded on silver, you can effectively convert your silver into champion chase tournament points. Okay, so if you really want this to happen, guys, you might not have a choice, but also just be a little bit careful on which other shards you decide to open during the champion chase tournament. Void shards will get you 50 points for a rare champion, and odds are that is what you're going to get, a rare champion. You might get an epic that's 350 points. That's a lot, but be careful because these shards are worth way more on the summon rush. Same thing for your sacred shards. You pull one, it's an epic, it's 250 points. Maybe pull one, maybe pull two, but make sure you have enough for your summon rush because these are worth 500 each. So for the summon rush, I only need 6 sacred shards. I know I'm covered, okay? I know I'm covered shard wise. I know I have enough resources. I'm gonna keep going, but yes, it is going to be very hard for this champion training event, probably the tournament as well, because this is really high. And last quick note here for you guys, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again, or the prior day, this is still not the best day to burn all your saved up energy, okay? Wait until the Dungeon Divers event, because you're going to be doing food in the campaign or your Fire Night tournament and getting points towards the Dungeon Divers event. This is when you spend all the extra energy saved in your inbox. There you have it, guys. Another quick rundown. It is pretty hard. I get it. I hope you guys can still get this champion. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.